It was our annual Christmas party, and the atmosphere was predictably cheerful, brimming with laughter and holiday spirit. I had invited a group of friends over, and the evening kicked off like any other, eggnog flowing and holiday tunes setting the mood. But then my friend Jake showed up. He always had a flair for the dramatic, but this time he arrived decked out in a full Santa costume. At first, we all laughed it off, but as the night wore on, his behavior became increasingly unnerving. Jake started making comments that were oddly specific about my life, details only a close friend would know.
How's that promotion coming, Sarah?
He asked, his voice a tad too jolly. I nodded, trying to brush off the unease. Great, thanks, I replied, though his smile seemed too stiff, like it was painted on. Later, he sidled up to me in the kitchen, and there was something unsettling about his eyes.
You're still with that guy, right?
He inquired, leaning in a bit too close. I glanced around, hoping someone would notice, but everyone was caught up in their own conversations. Yeah, we're good, I said, keeping my tone light. He chuckled softly, the sound sending a shiver down my spine.
Good to hear. It's important to keep the right people close during the holidays.
The room's laughter seemed to fade as Jake focused intently on me. Every joke he cracked had a weight that churned my stomach.
You know, Sarah, not everyone gets to spend Christmas with those they truly care about. Some of us are just lucky.
I forced a smile, but inside I was unraveling. What was he hinting at? Did he know something I didn't? As the party continued, he pulled me aside, nodding towards the door.
Can we talk outside for a second?
The cold air hit me as we stepped out, but it couldn't quell the growing dread. What's going on, Jake? I asked, striving to keep my voice steady. He stepped closer, his breath visible in the night air.
You should be careful about who you trust. Not everyone has your best interest at heart.
I took a step back, panic rising within me. What are you talking about? His smile appeared again, but it didn't reach his eyes.
Just a friendly warning.
With that, he turned and walked away, leaving me standing alone in the cold.
You know how the holiday season can feel magical? Well, for me, it took a turn into something more nightmarish. Picture this. It was a chilly December evening, and I was cozy at home, relishing the quiet, when I heard it. The faint sound of caroling drifting from the street. Curious, I peeked out the window and saw a lone figure, wrapped snugly in a long scarf, softly singing to the passing cars. At first it seemed sweet, even chuckle-worthy. But then, they came back the next night. Same spot, same song. Silent Night. Beautiful tune, sure, but something about their rendition made my skin crawl. Night after night, like clockwork, they appeared, haunting the neighborhood with their melody. I started picking up on strange details. The caroler never approached anyone else, only lingered outside my house, singing as if waiting for something. One evening, I decided to confront them. "Hey, why do you keep coming here?" I called out. The caroler halted mid-verse, their face obscured by a hood.
"I just want to share the spirit of Christmas,"
they said softly, their voice eerily calm.
"It's such a lonely time for some."
Okay, but you're just standing here. Why me? They smiled, but their eyes were cold.
"You're the only one who seems to appreciate it."
I forced a laugh, but it felt hollow. I appreciate it, but maybe try another neighborhood? They tilted their head slightly.
"But I've been waiting for you to join me. You've been so alone."
That struck a nerve. What do you mean by that?
"I see you, you know,
They said, stepping closer.
every night, alone with your thoughts. I thought we could share this moment together."
I didn't like where this was going. I really need you to leave, I insisted, stepping back. The caroler paused, their expression changing.
But Christmas is about connection, isn't it?
I turned and rushed back inside, locking the door behind me. The singing continued outside, but now it felt like a taunt. You know how the holiday season can feel like a whirlwind, right? Picture this. I was knee-deep in decorations when I noticed something strange. There it was, sitting right under my tree. An oddly wrapped gift. It was pristine, wrapped in red and gold with my name in elegant script. At first I shrugged it off, thinking maybe it was from a friend or a family member, a surprise I'd forgotten about. But as days passed, an uneasy feeling crept in. I hadn't bought any gifts for myself, and no one had mentioned leaving anything for me. Each time I walked past the tree, the gift seemed to call out to me. Its shiny paper glimmered under the lights, practically demanding my attention. I asked around, my friends, my family, but they all looked just as confused as I felt. Maybe it's a secret Santa thing, Lisa suggested, but I couldn't recall entering any such exchange. The longer it sat there, the more my mind spiraled. What if it was some kind of prank? Or worse, what if someone had been watching me? One night, unable to shake my anxiety, I found myself staring at the gift, the silence of my home amplifying my unease. I finally decided to take a peek. With my heart in my throat, I grabbed a pair of scissors and carefully cut through her comb. Kein. Tinder sei tar, Tinder für sei some team. The sound echoing in the stillness around me. As I peeled back the wrapping, my heart thudded louder with each layer I revealed. Inside was a simple, unmarked box. I lifted the lid and gasped. It was filled with photos, hundreds of them. My stomach twisted as I flipped through picture after picture. There were shots of me at home, some taken through the window when I thought I was alone. Others were from places I frequented, like my favorite cafe, moments captured without my knowledge. My pulse raced. Who had been taking these? And why? I dropped the box as if it burned my hands, the photos spilling onto the floor. My head spun, disoriented by the invasion of my privacy. In a panic, I rushed to the window, scanning the dark, empty street outside. Was someone out there watching me even now? The thought made my skin crawl. I locked the door and yanked the curtains shut, my heart still pounding in my chest.
The office holiday party is supposed to be a blast. Just another chance to unwind and share some laughs with coworkers? Well, this year, it took a turn I never could have predicted. The team was buzzing with excitement over our Secret Santa. It's supposed to be easygoing, right? But when I drew my colleague's name, I felt this strange weight of expectation. I picked out a thoughtful gift, something I was sure would light up their face. But when the party day rolled around, I wasn't ready for what would unfold. Picture this. The room was aglow with twinkling lights, laughter bouncing off the walls as people began unwrapping their gifts. I was feeling good, but also unsettled, like something was amiss. Lisa opened her gift first, a stunning necklace. The room was filled with gasps of admiration. Then Tom unwrapped expensive headphones. Every gift seemed over the top, almost too intimate. I felt this knot growing in my stomach. When my name was finally called, I reached for the meticulously wrapped box before me. It was heavy, adorned with a shiny bow. My pulse quickened as I slowly tore it open. Inside was a photo album of my life. Some pictures I recognized, others were mysteries. There were childhood snapshots, moments with friends, and even work pics. Baffled, I scanned the room. Everyone was watching, smiles too broad, eyes gleaming with an unsettling intensity. "Who gave me this?" I asked, my voice barely steady. Silence. Flipping the pages, unease crept in. Notes accompanied some photos. Creepy comments like, "Remember this day?" Or, You looked so happy here. But then I froze. There were candid shots from just last week at my favorite cafe. Images I didn't even know someone had taken. Who the hell did this? I demanded, heart pounding. Tom chuckled awkwardly. It's just a joke, right? My patience snapped. This isn't funny, I shot back, scanning their faces. Still, they just smiled, expressions veiled and unreadable. I felt trapped. The laughter died, replaced by an eerie silence. Dropping the album, I bolted for the door. That Christmas cheer turned into a nightmare I just had to escape.